Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day weekend to all of you. Hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to talk about a couple different readiness workouts. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, readiness workouts that are going to show your fitness and for your goal 800 mile and 2 mile. Okay, several workouts that I'm going to give you for each one that will help you dictate how ready you are and how close you are, what else you need to do in your training to get you there. And the reason why I'm doing 800 mile and 2 mile, because those are the most complementary events. A lot of folks who run the mile come back in the 4x8. A lot of folks who run the 2 mile come back in the run the mile or come back in the 4x8 and so on. A lot of folks who run 8 step up to the mile and so on. These are the most kind of closely aligned events, especially in high school, right? Very rarely do we run 5Ks unless we're in cross country in high school. On with the rarity of indoor nationals or outdoor nationals, a 5K that happens. So I want to give you workouts that show you that will give you a good idea of how ready you are. Okay, and again, bring your questions, put them right in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them live time. And again, if you're a coach or an athlete, I always say this: if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Please make sure that you do two things if you haven't done that yet. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content enough to come back, and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I go live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. So make sure if you do subscribe, just turn on your notifications so you'll know exactly what we're going to be talking about each Sunday ahead of time. So that if you do have questions, you can get them ready and I will answer them live time. Now, as always, you know this, a good warm-up drills and struts, right? And preparing for running fast. Now, for 800 meter pace workouts, one of the things I emphasize is doing a tempo rep in the beginning, right? It's up to you to decide as an athlete or a coach whether you think it's appropriate, but this eases the transition between the warm-up and the workout itself, especially if the weather's chilly. This also gives you a little bit of a hit of VO2 max fitness as well. Even if it's one rep of 800 meters, one rep of a K, a mile, whatever you think is appropriate, right? A tempo pace. You do that for an entire season or a couple of seasons in a row, you'll be shocked at how much extra fitness you can accumulate throughout the season, throughout the year, and let it just compound each year. Okay, so let's get right into 800 meter workouts. A lot of these are self-explanatory. Okay, first one is 7 to 8 times a 200 at goal 800 meter pace. You take a 1-minute recovery. Okay, and this is something where you can do a tempo rep of 800 meters or 1K at tempo pace in the beginning. Take a 5-minute recovery or so. Then you get right into this workout. Okay. And by doing that tempo rep in the beginning of any of these workouts, we'll put a little bit of fatigue in the legs before you start running fast. And again, you'll see the progression too as we go on each one. So that's the first one. The next one is 5 to 6 times a 300. Okay, with a 2-minute recovery at goal 800 meter pace. So let's just say your goal is 2 minutes. You're going to run the 200s in, let's say, 29:30, or the 300s in 44 to 45. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, the next one is 3 to 4 times a 400 with a 3-minute recovery at your goal 800 meter pace. The same thing. If the goal is 2 minutes, you're running them at 59 and 60. If the goal is 2:30, running at 74, 75, and so on. The goal is 220, 69, 70. Right? Next up is 3 times 500 with a 5-minute recovery after each rep at 800 meter pace. So you would run these again in 114 to 115 if you're looking to run 800 meters in 2 minutes, and so on. Right? If you're looking to run them in 3 minutes, then you're going to run them at 3-minute pace. Okay, coming through the 800 through into 489 to 90, the 129 to 130, and maintaining that pace for another 100 meters. Okay. And then lastly is 2 times 600 with a 6-minute recovery at your goal 800 meter pace. If you can get to the point where you can progress from 1 to 5, that is a serious testament to your fitness and advancement of your fitness. Okay. So, and it's up to you to decide. Some athletes might be better suited for the 2s. Some might be better suited for the 4s. Some might be better suited for the 6s. Some of your middle distance runners, your distance runners. And again, like I've got a lot of milers and 2-milers who, at the end of a season at states or nationals want to run a 4x8, right? Well, these are the types of workouts that can help show how ready they are for the 4x8. And again, keep this in mind. That doesn't mean ignore tempo runs. I talk about tempo runs all the time. Tempo runs, which is a VO2 max hit, which will make these types of workouts much more manageable, make it easy to recover from these workouts, make it easy to accomplish these workouts. Okay. And this is just 800-meter pace for these particular workouts. And again, like I said before, I'm going to give you a mile pace and I'm going to give you 2-mile pace too, because they're the most complementary of each other. And you can do one from here, one from mile pace, one from 2-mile pace. And over the span of a couple of weeks, it's really up to you to decide how to lay these things out based on the races that your athletes are going to be running or that you're going to be running. But these are good indication workouts. And again, I put it this way so you can see the progression from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. And if you add it up, right, it's no more than a mile worth of volume at any point in time, right? 1,200 meters worth of volume at 5, 1,500 meter volume. There's no more than a mile worth of volume at 800 meter pace. And if you can get to the point where you can do it a mile worth of volume at 800 meter pace, that's a good indication of good fitness. Okay. And again, if you have questions along the way, put them right in the comments. So that's 800 meters. Let's move on to the 1,500 and the mile. Okay. A lot of 800 meter runners step up. A lot of 800 meter runners step down. And you need to be either strong enough to step up to the mile or fast enough to step down to the 400. This is why I'm giving you all three of these paces. And the same thing applies here. And again, going back to this too, really quickly. The tempo rep in the beginning, what I would apply to say 1, 2, and 3, right? You can even do a tempo rep of, let's just say, 1,200 meters or a mile for number 1, 1K to 1,200 meters at number 2, 800 meters to 1K, number 3. And then I would do some pace work, 200s for number 4 and 5, a couple 200s at goal 800 meter pace to lock into those longer reps. It's up to you to decide, okay? And a couple of 200, like 2 to 3 times the 200, at 2 to 3 times the 200 with a 200 meter jog recovery at your goal 800 meter pace. Helps you find the pace before the workout starts. Generally, my cutoff is starting reps at 600 meters, but if you feel the need to do them when the workout's 3 times 500, then you can do that. It's really up to you to decide. But generally, my cutoff when I go from a tempo rep to transition 200s is 600 meters. But it's usually multiple times in a workout. This is only 2 reps, and it's at a much faster pace with significant recovery, which is why 200 meters here might be a more applicable part for this. But it's really up to you to decide. Okay, now let's go to mile pace, 1,500 meters workouts. Again, you'll notice a couple things here. And again, the same transition here in the beginning. It's up to you to do a tempo rep, right? Tempo rep of, let's say, 1,200 meters to a mile for the first one, which is 10 times the 300 with a 75-second recovery. Okay, or 115 recovery at your goal mile pace. So if you're looking to run these in, let's just say you're looking to run 440 for the mile, and you want to run these in what? 51, 52, right? And so when you're looking around 5 minutes for the mile, and you're looking to run these in what? 57, 56, 57. Looking around 430 in the mile, right? And so on. Looking around 48, 40, 49, 50 there. So that's the first one. 10 times the 300, 115 recovery, goal mile pace. Then you're progressing towards 8 times the 400 with a 130 recovery at goal mile pace as well. The same thing applies here. And keep this in mind too, specifically when it comes to the 400s. If you can't do 8 times the 400 consecutively at that pace, that's okay. I have a 400 meter workout video on this channel that shows you how to go from 2 sets of 3 to 6 to then 2 sets of 4 to 8. Like it takes 4 pieces so you can get to 8 consecutively so that you can adapt to the 400s at the same recovery, making sure that you can handle the workout and do 2 miles worth of volume at mile pace, because that's exactly what it is. First workout's 3K worth of volume at mile pace. The second one is 2 miles worth of volume at mile pace. Okay, so you might need to build to that, and that's totally okay. And this is where tempo runs also come in handy, right? That addition to your training, whether you're 800 meter runner or a mile or a 2 mile, is absolutely critical. It's going to make it easier to transition from the shorter reps to the longer reps. It's going to be one of the things that's going to get you much fitter. Okay, so 8 times the 400 with a 90-second recovery at mile pace. Then the next up is 4 times the 600 with a 2-minute recovery at your goal mile pace. Okay, this is what? A mile and a half worth of volume. But this is a good midline rep. This is where you can do a couple of 200s in the beginning, 2 to 3 times the 200 to help you find the pace before you do the 600s. The 8 times 400, I would do, let's just say a 1K or 1200 meter, even a mile tempo rep before that. Okay, again, anytime you do transition 200s, it's a 200-meter jog recovery, nice and easy after each one. And then you can go right into the workout. Okay, then you progress towards 3 times an 800 with a 230 recovery at your goal mile pace. So if you're looking around 5 minutes, you're looking to run these in, let's just say 228, 229. Looking around 430, looking to run these in 214, 215, or 213, 214. If you're looking around 6 minutes, you're going to run these in 258, 259, and so on. Right? It's a mile and a half worth of volume. Do a couple of transition 200s before it starts. Okay? A 230 recovery. And lastly, this is a good fitness indicator. This is a good workout to do, let's just say 3 weeks out or something like that. Give you a really good idea where your fitness is. 2 times 1K with a 6-minute recovery at your goal mile pace. Okay, you need to know what it feels like to come through 1K and feel good and do it and add 600 meters worth of volume afterward at mile pace. And if you can do 2 reps, you'll have some fatigue in your legs after the 6-minute recovery. But if you can do that second rep, that's a really good sign of improved fitness. So 2 times 1K at goal mile pace, 6-minute recovery in between. And again, similar application to the 800, right? You want to be strong enough to move up to the 2 mile. You want to be fast enough to step down to the 4x8, even the 4x4, and everything in between, right? And this is why it's good to have workouts at 800 meter pace, workouts at mile pace, and then workouts at 2 mile pace, which we're going to get to next. But again, I would encourage folks, if you're in high school, build towards that 20 to 25 minute tempo run. Okay, college, build towards a 25 to 30 minute tempo run if you can, if you need to. That's a VO2 max hit. That's going to help build significant aerobic fitness along the way. Make it easier to absorb these types of workouts. Okay, and recover on the back end from these workouts. That's a key component as well. Okay, and folks, if you have questions along the way, put them right in the comments. Now let's get to the last one, 2 mile, 3K 2 mile. Okay, here, all the transition pieces are transition 200s. Okay, 2 to 3 times the 200, find the pace in the workout after you warm up. Okay, workout 1 is 7 times 600 with a 2-minute recovery at your goal 2 mile pace. Right, so if you're looking to break 10 minutes, right, you're running those 600 meter reps at what? 5-minute pace from 151 to 152. Right, if you're looking to break 11 minutes, you're running them at 530 pace. And so on. If you're looking to break 12 minutes, you're running at 6-minute pace. Looking to run 430, you're running at 430 pace. Or if you're looking to break 9 minutes, I should say, you're looking to run at 430 pace. So 7 times 600, 2-minute recovery at goal 2 mile pace. Then you can progress towards 5 times an 800 with a 230 recovery at goal 2 mile pace. So you can see the reps get longer. We add about 30 seconds recovery. Okay, so that's 4K worth of volume, a little over 4K with workouts 1 and workouts 2. Okay, 230 recovery, 5 times an 800, goal 2 mile pace. This is a good staple workout, folks that run the 2 mile. Then you can go towards 4 times 1K, which is workout 3 at a 3-minute recovery after each rep at your goal 2 mile pace. That is a good sign of your readiness for the 2 mile. Okay, it's also a good sign of how well can I transition up? Can I do 5 times 1K with a 2-minute recovery at 5K pace? Slightly different workout, but a similar application, right? So that's your third one. And then lastly, we have a multi-pace workout here for 3 to 4 sets of 1K 400. Okay, so if you add it up, it's either 4,200 meters or 5,600 meters worth of volume. You can even progress from 3 sets to 4 sets as you get fitter. It's really up to you to decide as a coach or an athlete. Okay, you do the 1K rep at 5K pace. You take a 200-meter jog, nice and easy, and then you do the 400 at mile pace. and then you do a 400-meter jog after the 400. So it's a short jog after the long rep, a longer jog after the set, which is the short rep. And then you repeat that. It's a continuous workout. But again, this is a workout at 5K pace, a workout at mile pace. That'll be a good indication of your strength and your sharpness and your speed along the way. Okay, so those are workouts right there. Now you can do similar things. You can do, if you were getting ready for the mile, you can do some 800-meter reps at 3K pace, and so on. It's VO2 max, right? VO2 max essentially for middle distance runners is 3K pace and 5K pace. Okay, 5K pace is about a 3-to-2 rest, a work to rest ratio. So if you're doing repeats at like 3 minutes at 5K pace, you're resting 2 minutes. Generally, at 3K pace, it's a 1-to-1 work ratio. So if you're doing 800 meters reps in 230, you can take a 230 recovery and you try to repeat that along the way. And again, if you're doing 5K pace, I would not exceed 4 miles worth of volume. If you're doing 3K pace, I would not exceed 3 miles worth of volume, or even 2.5 miles worth of volume. But let that be a gradual progression. You can either add volume to the workout or add volume to the reps within the workout, which is why I gave you those particular workouts. Right? You notice the 600s turn into 800s, they turn into Ks, but the volume of the workout remains consistent. Okay? This is a way to do it. And like I've said this before, there's a couple of different ways you can show fitness in workouts. That's a tangibly trackable way. Right? You can do the same workout, but do it faster. You can cut recovery in the workouts. You can add volume to the reps or the workouts themselves. Those are the three probably most prominent ways you can show fitness and improve fitness. Another way you can show is a race or a time trial. And those are the indications of races and a time trial are what I generally, and it's up to you to decide to do the same, but I don't change training intensities in workouts until it has a race to back it up. Until a race shows me that I'm ready to make your workouts faster, right? That way you're not training over your head, because the goal is to keep you progressing forward and keep you healthy at the same time. So in some cases, you'll have some supremely talented kids. You'll have some 440 kids who can run with 420 people, right? Some 5-minute kids who can run 430 people. But that doesn't mean they're going to recover the same way. That doesn't mean they're also ready to run 430 right now either, or 420 and so on, okay? You've got to take it with a grain of salt. It's important to watch what they're doing, how well they recover on the back end. If they can do the workout, but they're not recovering the same way, then a tweak needs to be made to the training. Okay, either less volume or slow them down and work out a little bit. You can even progress from current to date, or whatever it might be, right? It's really up to you to decide. But this is where coaching with the eyes is so important. Where taking notes is so important. I can't emphasize these things enough, right? So, does anybody have any questions before I wrap this up? Those are the workouts right there, 800 mile, 2 mile, good indicator workouts. And like I said, I'm probably going to do next week, I'll probably do indication workouts for the 5K and the 10K. So that would be more, and I might even add some 3K stuff in there as well. That's more for a college. But with that said, there's still some applications there for high school as well. This is more of a high school type video here. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, put them forth now. I want to make sure the workouts make sense to you. Okay. And then your feedback is always welcome. I appreciate all the feedback that I get from all of you every single week. Great questions, great feedback along the way. So, and I hope you find these helpful. If you do, please hit that thumbs up. Okay. So I don't seem to have any questions from anybody. That's okay. Hopefully this is as straightforward as it gets, these workouts. So with that said, have a wonderful weekend and keep up the good work. Good luck. You're in championship season now. We're approaching championship season in track and indoor winter season. So good luck to you. But I'll be here next week. We're going to continue to learn and get some more information out there. Right? We'll continue to work to make each other better. Right? With that said, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Peace and love, gang. And I will see you next time.